Welcome my friends, welcome to Deano's Easy Kitchen. Today we're going to make a tofu vegetable Chinese recipe with rice. So let's get it started. It's going to be yummy. Okay my friends, what we're going to need for this recipe is a cup of flour, a cup of vegetable oil, a cup of rice, any rice that you prefer. We're going to need tofu. I like using the extra firm tofu. You can get it in many different varieties, but for this recipe here, the extra firm tofu works out the best. And you're going to need some stir-fried vegetables. You can get any stir-fried vegetables that you like. These are, what I like, so this is what I get. You're going to need some garlic, some salt and pepper. I like using some oyster sauce. Oyster sauce gives it that Chinese flavor that that you love and enjoy. You're also going to need a tablespoon of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. And for dessert, we got to go with the Chinese fortune cookies. So let's do it, my friends. Let's make this recipe. Okay, my friends, the first thing we have to do is put our oil in the pot, put it on a medium high heat, which is like number 6 on my dial. So while that's going, we're going to cut our tofu. Now if you like big pieces of tofu, cut them big. If you want them smaller pieces, cut them smaller. Me, I like to cut them a little smaller because it, it stretches it out a little more. So that's the way we're going to cut it here. Okay, what you got to do is strain your tofu, get all that water out, press it right through. When it's all out, and then you can go over there and we'll cut it up. Okay, we got your tofu, take it out. I like to pat dry it and make sure that it's, a little dry. Tofu has a lot of moisture in it, so you want to get out as much moisture as you possibly can. Give it a little dab with a paper towel. That's fine. Okay, what I like to do, put it this way, cut it right down the middle. So then you got 2 pieces. Cut it down the middle, cut small squares. Which is easy enough. That's why it's Deano's Easy Kitchen. Okay my friends, the next thing we're going to do is bread our tofu. Put a little salt, garlic, and pepper in your flour. That's what's going to give the tofu the flavor. Tofu will absorb almost any flavor that you put on it. So put that in there and give it a little stir. Put your tofu in there, shake it off and put it on another plate. Get it ready to fry. Okay, now that we get all our tofu floured up, we're going to have to fry it. So what you got to do is test the oil to see if it's hot enough. If you see it bubbling like that, we're ready to go, my friends. Let's cook it up. Alright, we got to fry our tofu. Be careful when you're putting it in. You don't want to get burned. The oil might splash up on you. Put it in there. You want to get your tofu to a golden brown. When you're cooking tofu, you got to stick right with it because you got to turn it. It's got 4 sides, so you got to cook all 4 sides. So just be careful. No, I'm only kidding. You do have to be careful because you could get burned. Okay, my friends, while the tofu is getting golden brown, it's time to put on your rice. Now the rice I like to make 3 to 1. That means 1 cup of rice to 3 cups of water. Now you could use water, you could use chicken stock in this recipe, or you could use a vegetable stock. That's all up to you. Me, I just like the plain rice. Okay, after I got my water in, check your tofu and flip it around. Make sure all sides are getting golden brown. After that, my friends, put your rice in. 1 cup of rice. You got to add seasoning to that rice to make it taste good. So add a little pepper, a little salt, a little garlic, of course, and a tablespoon of butter. Let that cook on medium-low heat for for maybe 15-20 minutes. Give it a stir every once in a while. Make sure it don't stick. It's going to be great. Alright my friends, the tofu's been cooking for like 15 minutes. It's looking golden brown. It's looking, oh my goodness, it's looking real good. So we're going to take it off the stove right now. I have a paper plate and some paper towel on there. We'll put the tofu on there to get that excess oil off it. Alright my friends, the next step for this recipe is sesame seed oil. Maybe a tablespoon of sesame oil on the bottom of your pan on medium heat. And then you're going to put in your stir-fried vegetables. Cook them up. The most common mistake people make about cooking vegetables, they cook them too long. You don't want mushy vegetables, you want nice crisp vegetables. So I would say no more than 5 to 10 minutes. So put them in there, you know, get them nice and warm, stir them up a little bit, get them going. While your vegetables are cooking, you know, give them a stir, and you can check on your rice. Make sure it's not sticky. Oh, that's looking good. Oh my goodness, we got some good rice. As your vegetables are cooking, you can put your cornstarch in with your soy sauce. Give it a stir until it gets, you know, stirred up. That's going to bind everything together after you put your soy sauce in and your oyster sauce. Okay, when the vegetables are almost half done, I like to put my oyster sauce in. I like to use a half a bottle, which is about 5 ounces to a recipe for 2. So I've used this before. This is the second time I'm using it, so that's about 5 ounces of that great oyster sauce. Now you stir that in. It gives it that nice flavor. And at this point here, you do want to add a little salt, just a little bit, because that's salty itself. Just a tiny bit of salt, a little more pepper, and of course a little garlic. I like using a little granulated garlic and a little chopped garlic here. Maybe 1-2 tablespoons. Give that a stir. Okay, now it's time to put your soy sauce and your cornstarch in there. Thicken it up a little bit. Stir it up. Oh my goodness, it's looking good. Okay, now it's time to put your tofu in. Stir that up. Alright, after that you have to put another cup of hot water in here. It'll make the juices come alive. That's why we put that cornstarch in there. It's going to thicken up and make it a lot of juicy, beautiful flavor. Especially with that oyster sauce. Okay my friends, this looks good. It's thickened up enough. Our rice is beautiful. We're going to get ready to plate this up and serve it. Okay my friends, now we're ready to plate this very beautiful dinner. Our rice is done, so we're going to put the rice on the plate first. Oh my goodness, some beautiful rice. Then we're going to put our tofu vegetable on top. Oh, jeez, look at that. Does that look good, friends? Looks good enough to eat. There you go. So, this is a Chinese dish. You gotta go with the chopsticks, of course. Chopstick here, chopstick there, chopstick here, and chopstick there. Okay, and for dessert, we're gonna have our fortune cookies. Let me bring it out and see what fortune's gonna be. Let me see here. Crack this open. I love fortune cookies. You never know what your fortune's going to be. Tonight, you're going to have the best tofu you ever had.